Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Sunday night, July the 6th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Hello, friends. Hope you're well. Hope you had a great weekend. Gail and I had an awesome weekend because Sean, Jacob, and Kayla are away on a church retreat. So we were able to do all the things that we like to do and get your minds out of the gutter. We went to eat out. We went for walks. We went shopping. We watched TV. We napped. It has been awesome. And the kids arrive tomorrow, but tomorrow night. But I have to work tomorrow. So I wouldn't say that it's the end of our freedom. Made a couple trips to recycling, and went shopping for some pretty big things actually. We went shopping for a new car. Went shopping for a new stove. Went shopping for a new fridge because our place is 21 years old and we're still on original appliances. We already have new washer dryer, new dishwasher, new hood fan, but now we're looking at stove, we're looking at fridge, and Kayla's got to get herself out to UBC. So there's no way we're buying her the new car. Eventually I will get a new vehicle, and then all the cars and the vehicles will be passed down the line, so to speak, in our place. But we'll worry about that later. Right now, I'm grateful to be with you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the chance to talk about leadership today, something that I think I know a fair bit about, but I'll get to that in a couple minutes. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, as legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. As always, you can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section and get notified on my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that, like the fact that beautiful weather this weekend, like the fact that the Canucks haven't done anything silly over the past week, like the fact actually that there's a positive vibe around this franchise right now, and like the fact that we're continuing to build a wonderful community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation tray out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. It's the first Sunday of the month, so that means I'll be giving away 5 memberships later in the show. Also, I want to acknowledge who's atop the leaderboard right now. And it's funny, I post the link. I don't post the link at the same time every day. Sometimes it's noon, sometimes it's 5 p.m., sometimes it's 8 p.m., whatever. And then I don't know, maybe that's why you're supposed to have notifications on or whatever. But I know some of you are already commenting, getting those experience points as soon as I post the link. So atop the leaderboard right now, right here, right now, we have, I like this, a three-way tie. A three-way tie between Fangirl, Elfrin, and Irvin. They all have 525 points. I am very impressed. So Fangirl, Elfrin, that is Skytrain Elfrin, and Swerve and Irvin, all atop with 525 points. Maybe it's going to take a donation to break that tie. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just spitting facts. I can't believe I said that. And sure enough, Alfred with the donation takes right on cue, takes a 100-point lead because of this. And I will highlight it right now. He's got to find it. There we go. And it's the first donation of the night. So that means it's got to slap.
Hard.
So we have Skytrain Alfred come in with a $2 donation. Says, like the fact that we are now 1/5 on our way to the high 5. So Skytrain, Alfred not only gets the donation train out of the station, but he takes the lead in the fictional leaderboard. So thank you once again, Skytrain Alfred, for your generosity. Let's give Alfred some love in the chat. But then Garly Goat, former Knuckleback, comes in to make sure that we are on track to hit the high five. Great save by Emo. Yes, thank you, Garly Goat. Uses his monthly membership message, his Triple M, 7 months as a member. And he says, hold your horses, Clay. We are now 2/5 on the way to your high five. So let's give some love to Garly Goat, and let's give some love to Skytrain Alfred. Very, very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's also like the fact that Tyler is here in the first 10 minutes of the show. Like that, for that, I'm just teasing you, Tyler. I love you, man. But for that deserves something too. Love you, Tyler. But then Shannon says, even though I'm in the hospital getting my heart checked out, Shannon, continue to pray for you. By the way, she still has time to gift a membership.
3, 2, 1.
So thank you, Shannon. Shannon gifts a membership. We hope you're doing well, Shannon. Thank you for tuning in. And that goes to, oh my gosh, it goes to the other Carol Bovenlander. So Carol Bovenlander, under her new account that I helped her set up, is a legend member. And now this Carol Bovenlander is a franchise member. But that Carol Bovenlander can't, doesn't matter. We have 2 Carols now, as 2 legit Carols as members. And thank you, Shannon, for your generosity. So let's give Shannon some love in the chat. Appreciate all you guys. Isaac says, loving this new Clay. What are you talking about? I haven't said anything silly, have I? Well, I said one thing already. But if you're talking about the videos that I show when people have donations, yeah, I've been doing that for about 3 weeks now, I just think. So now, we have 3/5 of the high five. We have a monthly membership message. We have a donation. And we have a membership gift. So now all we need are the 2 other ones. But those are the two. Those are the 2 that are tricky. We need a new member. Someone got to buy it themselves, and then we need someone to upgrade, which is maybe the highest one. And Tyler reached out to me, and I appreciate his generosity. He says if we hit the high five, Tyler's actually going to donate something for the giveaway, which is pretty sick. All right. Yeah, Isaac, it's not your fault you haven't been here, but I've explained this a few times. It is just, if you click on top fans, atop the chat, it's just a way for people to get it recognized for their engagement. You get points by using by leaving messages and leaving donations, but you don't get anything for it aside from bragging rights, of course. Tyler with the obligatory, he'd upgrade if he could. Thank you. You're already a legend. That's good enough. And here's Jason Lim, primary sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Sunday Fun Day. Hope everyone is well. Okay. And no jog. I would not make any more UFA signings because we have no money. And yes, I did see Patrick Ovin's appearance on Ferraro and Shannon's podcast. It was very good. They had Foot on last week, and they had Patrick Ovin on today. And Shannon, I want to read this out so everyone sees it. I am still in hospital with pneumonia, and I am on oxygen. Going to be looking at getting a home oxygen set up. That's good. That's very important. Shannon, hang in there. Keep working. Keep working. Keep working. Hope you get out of there soon, and I hope you get fitted with a proper machine. All right, I'm going to talk about leadership for the next few minutes, and then I'll leave a lot of time for your questions. And then during my Mitchell sponsor read, I'll make a special announcement about my shows this week. Well, Carol, just really quickly, the one that just got a membership is actually her legit account. It's a legit Carol Bovenlander account. but she doesn't use it anymore because she couldn't donate or gift memberships from it because it wouldn't connect to a credit card. So I helped set her up with a different account, even though I don't think the new Carol Bovenlander is in here today. And the new Carol Bovenlander is the one that has her picture, her nice picture as her avatar, but I do not see her tonight. Maybe I'll just message her just to make sure that that she's okay. Like, and that doesn't mean just because she's not on the show doesn't mean she's not okay. But she's usually here. So I hope I'm gonna message her real quick. Let me see. Let me see. I'll just say streaming now if you can make it. All right, let's talk about leadership. In particular, Canucks leadership, and then I will certainly get to all your comments in a little bit. But I will I'll kind of go try and go uninterrupted for the next little bit. You can interrupt me or try to interrupt me with donation stuff, but I still might acknowledge it until the very end. I do a lot of speaking on leadership, a lot of leadership training, and I wouldn't say I'm the best leader in the world, but I think I'm a strong leader. I'm a strong leader amongst my peers, with youth for sure, and it's just something that I've been studying a lot. I do a lot of reading, and I have a lot of practical experience, both getting trained and even running like full week leadership courses. So I get flown. I'm not like a Tony Robbins or anything, but I will get flown to other places in North America to run leadership weeks for students. I don't do a lot of leadership training with adults, admittedly. A lot of it is with teens and with preteens and with university students. But so I feel comfortable talking about this topic. And admittedly, a lot of my training, a lot of my work is with Christian groups, Catholic groups specifically. So some of the leadership principles come from a spiritual base and a spiritual grounding in our beliefs. But there are a lot of tenets, facets of leadership that cut across religion, cut across secular world, cut across cultures, and it just makes sense. And I could go on and on about what I think the important leadership qualities are, but just to name a few, I think obviously you have to be transparent and genuine. People have to believe you when you talk. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. So you can't say one thing and then go on and do something else. I think good leaders are good listeners, and they always seek first to understand before they're understood. You and I can have a difference of opinion, and I might not have to agree with your opinion, but as a leader, I need to be able to understand your opinion, and I need to understand why you have that opinion, and at least to understand why you might be so convicted about it. I think good leaders need to be good communicators, not just good listeners, but good speakers. They don't have to be perfect speakers. I think good leaders have to have integrity. I think good leaders also, they need to be able to keep things in perspective. And I always say this, right? About fandom, not getting too high with the highs, not getting too low with the lows. So I think that's very important as well. So those are some things. That's not a complete list. I know a lot of good leaders who are good facilitators of small groups and large groups. I know a lot of leaders who are very proactive as opposed to being reactive. I think that's a very important thing. And when they speak, I believe this, not we believe this or you should believe this. They only speak for themselves and their own opinion. And if they convince other people, then that's fine. So being proactive. Also, good leaders, they lead from their values. They have a core set of values and beliefs, and then they lead from those, and they make decisions based on their core values and their core principles. Okay, so that's a few things that at least that's what I train young people on, and then a bunch of religious ones too, which I won't throw into the mix for the purposes of today. So, and hopefully when you heard me talk about that, you some of that made a lot of sense, and maybe you do a lot of those things in your own life as well. You should have given Miller some leadership course. I was thinking about that. That is great. Do I believe there's only one true way to lead? No, I don't. I don't, because I think and this is where I'll tie it into hockey. You can have vocal leaders in a locker room. You could have I'm sure the Sedins were vocal when they needed to, but I don't think they're the most gregarious, loudest guys. Where I think Jonathan Toews is probably a leader like that. I would dare say Sidney Crosby is a guy like that. Where maybe you have other leaders, other captains. Like I could see they're not captains, but I could see the Canucks not being very quiet in their leadership. JT Miller not being very quiet in their leadership. I'm not saying that it's good or bad, and just Americans are loud. I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, no, I definitely don't think there is only one way to lead. But I'll get to. I really like your questions, but I'll get to more of those in a second. And Pastor Dan could probably be the one doing this because I know he has probably studied a lot of the same things that I have. And really quickly, there's a Catholic writer named Patrick Lencioni who I read a lot of stuff. Daniel, Jim Collins, Good to Great is Good, and other things like that. I would love to hear your recommendations as well. Okay, let me get back to the Canucks though, and when it comes to leadership. And by the way, I want to try something instead of just talking about Canucks news, which really there isn't a lot of. I thought it'd be cool to actually hone in on a topic that is actually relevant to the Canucks, and it's relevant because it's come up, and it's gonna be such an important part of the team. Carol, I want to acknowledge just before I move on. Carol is here. Remember, both are real Carol Bovenlanders, but this is the one that can gift memberships and make donations. So Carol gifts a membership, and it goes to Adam Lee. Welcome, Adam, back to franchise membership. And let's give some love to Carol in the chat for generosity. And just to show you that I walk the walk and taught the talk, as I mentioned, right here. Swervin Irvin says Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm actually working through this right now. Very good, Swervin Irvin. Glad that we are on the same page as well. So, what does it mean? What does it mean for the Canucks? We're hearing more and more teams, NHL teams, talk about having a leadership group. And, we can debate all we want how much a captain really does. Like, he's the one who's supposed to talk to the opposing captain, and especially talk to the refs. He's the one that's supposed to represent the team on and off the ice. And we've had, Vancouver Canucks, I'd say Linden was a vocal captain in the city. Henrik probably wasn't that vocal. Luongo, that was just weird because he was a goaltender. So Stan Smeel was very vocal. So even within the Canucks, you'll see vocal captains, and you'll see some captains that lead maybe a little bit more by example. Joe Sakic, Sidney Crosby. These are all captains of teams. Yzerman, that they lead mostly by just how hard they work. You often hear about these guys being the first ones at practice, the last ones to leave, and so on and so forth. So there are different ways to lead for sure, as I think Irvin asked me. And even the NHL, you'll see different types of captains. And it's nothing to do with, your captain has to be from Canada. Your captain has to be American. Your captain can't be a European. No, I don't believe in any of that stuff because, like I said, there's different ways to lead. But if all these teams are moving towards these leadership groups, then obviously organizations really believe in these type of things. And the theory is pretty simple in theory, in that it's not just the captain and it's not just the coach who leads. A leadership group means that there's maybe 4 or 5 guys that have a voice in the room, 4 or 5 guys that can help the captain and the head coach help spread their message, and maybe 3 or 4 or 5 guys that players can go to if A, they don't feel like they can go to the captain by himself, or B, they feel that they need other guys to kind of represent their voice. And it could be in players only meetings. It could be when there's dissension going on in the team. Now, last year, we never know who's on the leadership group, for sure. And last year, would you say it was Hughes, Miller, Myers, and Petey and Demko maybe? I don't know. But if, say, Petey and Miller were part of the leadership group, it's not good when you have two members of your leadership group publicly feuding. And that has come out, rumors when it was happening, and then it certainly came out as confirmed after Miller got traded. So that's an example where a leadership group, if it's not functioning well, it can actually be hurtful to the team. And as we get at least sort of excited about next season once again, you guys know I've always said we're not as good as that 109-point team from 2 years ago, but I don't think we're certainly not as bad as the 90-point team from last year. And Alvin and Foote and Hughes and Besser and Demko, they're all talking about that they want to put last year behind them. And they always say they all say the same thing, that they don't want to make excuses, but injuries were a factor. Demko, Hughes, Petey, Hronek, Joshua, they were all injured, and many more were injured at one point in time. Hedel. And then they use, obviously, they talk about the dressing room, the fractures as another issue. So they talk about both things, the drama, fractures, whatever you want to talk about, and the injuries. So you got to wonder where the leadership team, where it was last year. Because I don't know, I think you'd agree with me. We didn't hear much about a leadership team last year, because you don't want to hear that, leadership team has got it under control, and then you see what happens. So I think it was wise that they actually downplayed the leadership team last season, because there weren't a lot of good things coming out of that locker room. Fast forward it to this year, where we've already heard that Adam Foote met with Quinn Hughes, Thatcher Demko, and Elias Pettersson, who flew over from Sweden on short notice, and the four of them met in Detroit. They golfed, they met, they talked, they ate, and that was basically, Adam Foote's talked about it, Patrick Alvinas talked about it, and as a Canucks fan, I think you'd agree with me that it's very, very good to hear that they had such a thing, that Petey made the time to come over, that Demko and Hughes. And and I'm not saying for sure, well, we know that Hughes is going to be the captain, but I guess is Demko probably going to wear an A? Probably not. We've had that experiment with letters on a captain, on a goaltender before, but I can definitely see Petey wearing A, and any one of probably, to me, any one of these four would be fine with me. Pettersson and Myers on D. Marcus Pettersson more than Hronek, I think, just because Hronek's not the best communicator, nor I think does he like being in front of the media. And then Besser and Garland, to me, as the longest tenured forwards, could be A's as well. So I think Hughes will be the Hughes will be the captain. I think Petey's going to have an A for sure, and then some combination of Myers, Pettersson, Besser, and Garland. At least that's the way I'll go. So for this leadership team, this leadership group, it's the best player, in theory, at each position. You have your best goaltender in Demko, you have your best forward in Pettersson, and you have your best defenseman and captain in Hughes. Demko's being the team with almost 8 or 9 years, coming on 10 years now since he got drafted. Petey's been with the organization since 2017 when he got drafted 5th overall, and then Hughes been with the organization since 2018 when he was drafted 7th overall. Still can't believe what a steal that was. So Adam Foote meets with Pettersson, Demko, and Hughes, and they talk about putting last year behind them. They talk about different ways that they can lead, different ways that they can play, probably who else should be on this leadership team, who's going to be responsible, who's going to have what responsibilities, what duties. And I think this is a really, really good thing. What type of leadership team do I think they will be? In those three guys, you don't have the most loudest guys like, and again, you don't have to have the loudest voice, but you do have to, when you do talk, people got to listen, people got to respect you. And I definitely think that Hughes has that already because he's one of the best players in the league. I think Demko has it already because anyone who's questioning Demko's commitment to this team or how hard he works just got to look at the injuries he's had and, more importantly, the way that he's bounced back from them. So I think Demko is a good example. And Petey, I know Petey's very polarizing. I know not everyone likes him, and I think a lot of people think that is a waste of $11.6 million. Last season was not a good season. This isn't me being optimistic. This is me hoping for the Canucks to be as good as we want them to be. It starts with Petey. It really does, and Hughes, but it starts with Petey. And I'm confident. I really am confident that he's going to come back. I don't think he was healthy at all last season. And like physically, I don't think he was mentally healthy last season and emotionally because of JT. So he's got to man up and lead. and I have full confidence that he is. Because, man, when you watch highlights of Petey, when he's confident and when he's deking guys and ripping shots, wrist shots, slap shots, snap shots, deking guys, passing, great, back checking, he can be a really, really complete player. Okay, one other thing I want to say about the core. I remember back in 2017, 2018, as the Sedins retired, we'd always talk about this core four for the Canucks. And it was these three guys, the three best players at each position, Demko, Hughes, Pettersson, and then we put Horvat in there. So to me, that was always the core four of the Canucks. Demko, Hughes, Petey, and Horvat. Then when Horvat got traded, I remember throwing Miller and Besser in there as kind of like the core five, the high five, so to speak, of the Canucks. So again, it was still Demko, Hughes, Pettersson, and then I added Besser and Miller. Then Miller gets traded last year, but Besser's still here, and Besser resigns for 7 years. So it doesn't matter if they're a formal group or whatever. They're not like a boy band or anything. But I would dare say that because Besser's been here since 2013 when he got drafted. 2015 when he got drafted. I would say the core four are Demko, Hughes, Pettersson, and Besser, because they're the longest tenured Canucks as well. And then you surround that core four. I think Besser should be part of that leadership team. Probably Myers too. You surround that core four though with other good leaders: Tyler Myers, Marcus Pettersson, Connor Garland, and now you have like the true leadership team of the captain and the assistants, and then maybe a couple other guys to help them out. So, all to say, I am confident in this new leadership team. I love the way that this leadership group, I love the way that Adam Foote took time to meet with them and has continued to meet with them over Zoom throughout the summer. And I think they're going to be a very, very important part of our team for the future. So, just some things to chew on. Thank you for patiently listening. We gained about 40 viewers when I was doing my soliloquy, so I'm glad we didn't lose 40 viewers. Let me go to my Mitchell sponsor read, and then I would love to hear your thoughts on leadership and leadership of the Vancouver Canucks. Answer your questions, acknowledge donations, all those great things. So let's start off by thanking our primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsors, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check them out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you do so. Also, my new secondary sponsor, GassyJackArt.com. You can check him out there at GassyJackArt.com. Gassy Jack Art. He has a 2-buy-2 get 2 free sale, and he's also the creator of this wonderful artwork that you see behind me. Also, thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. Canuck Clay, you can do that at canuckclay.threadless.com. It helps me out. Thank you very much. And a reminder of ways that you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel, excuse me. You can get active in the chat section by subscribing. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like a couple of you have done already. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Checking in on the leadership board. The leadership board. You can tell I'm talking about leadership. The leaderboard. It is Skytrain Alfred at 625, Swervin Irvin at 600, and Fangirl at 525. What a battle. What a battle indeed. And this is what I'm very excited to talk to you about. My shows this week. I actually haven't heard from Parker yet, so I think we're going to go do a show at tomorrow night so we can wrap up, we haven't talked yet about Garland, Demko, Besser, and P.S. Stewart leaving. So my guess is we're going to have a show tomorrow night. Then on Tuesday is mine and Gil's 25th wedding anniversary. So I'm taking the day off. I'm picking up a purchase. It's one of those 3 things that I mentioned at the top of the show. Picking that up on Tuesday. Then Gail and I are going back to Kobe for dinner because we love it. We can't get enough of Kobe. And then she said she would, I want to say begrudgingly, but it's not her favorite thing. So we got to make her feel really welcome, you guys. Make her feel real loved on Tuesday night. I'm going to start my show at 10:30 on Tuesday night. And then I'm going to bring her on for the first half an hour. And then it is Gerald's birthday on that same day. I'll never forget his birthday because the same day is our anniversary. And then I'm going to bring Gerald on after a quick break for a chat as well for his birthday. So that night's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be special guest Gail and then special guest Gerald on Tuesday night. And then I'll do a member show on Thursday night back at 11 p.m. By the way, I've made a decision. I've made arrangements. Starting in September, I will not have to chop my Tuesday night shows early because I've moved my prayer hour. So instead of midnight to 1, I'm going to try actually 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Call me crazy, but I think especially as this channel continues to grow in the fall, I don't want to be cutting my shows off and rushing on Tuesday night. So that's the plan, at least, is to do that. So, but for this Tuesday, we will still go 10:30 until 11:30, 11:40, and we will go from there. Okay, so don't forget to join me. My next show is Tuesday at 10:30 with my lovely wife, Gail, and the awesome Gerald. Before we move on, I am going to give away 5 memberships. Just trying to figure out how I can do this now because I've switched computers. If I press this $sign. Oh, yeah, membership. Here we go. Membership. Gifting. Send 5 now. Send 5 now. Boom. Okay, now I got to think of which one am I going to give myself. So shout out to Canuck Clay for gifting 5 memberships. I want... Oh, the window. So yes, shout out to Canuck Clay who gives 5 memberships, and they go to Mr. Merlin, HKPK, Chris Simmons, Strange Man, and Cinema Samuel. Some new names there, which is awesome. So welcome all 5 of you to franchise membership. Great timing because of our member stream on Thursday night, excuse me. Okay. Taylor says, going to say it again on Tuesday, and we'll say congrats on 25 years for Clay and Gail. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, you guys, all you guys, make sure you come in on Tuesday night, 10:30 early start. I'm going to remind you as much as I can on Tuesday. But yeah, make sure you join on Tuesday. Gail's going to be on for the first half an hour so she can go to bed by 11. It's already too late for her. I said, we're coming home from dinner. You should still be awake. So yes, let's make sure that Gail feels very welcome on Tuesday. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate that. Connect Clay. I'll take that for sure. Familiar face and daughter in a real estate ad on YouTube. Oh, yes, Marie Huey. Indeed. All right, let's go. Did you see Alvin's appearance on For All's a Chance podcast? Yes, it was good. I thought he was at ease, and I thought he was fine. You know, he never gives away too much, but he doesn't avoid questions either. And it's not like he's in like doing all this politics speak, lawyer speak. I just think he's not the most interesting guy, but at least he's likable, and I think he answered the questions quite well. Is there any chance we will acquire anyone new? Not until we move some money out, Jog. I mentioned this last week. You can be over the cap until day 1 of the regular season. But if you over the cap, it puts you in a bad bargaining position because then people know you're over the cap and they might try and squeeze you when it comes to trading, for sure. I think this is Tyler's other channel, right? Oh, yes. And Fangirl's birthday's... Fangirl... Of course, I knew this too. I will message you. Did you want to come on the show as well? You can tell me now, or I'll text you right after. I knew this, and I was going to reach out to you as well. My bad. especially as as Hall of Fame member. Fangirl, sorry about that. Yeah. So happy early birthday. I remember that because it's the anniversary. And in my thinking of inviting Gerald, who's joined me before, would love to have you on as well. So Fangirl, let me know. And if you don't want to say it, you can say it publicly in the chat, which I know you're not afraid to do, or you can message me. And then what I would do is I'd bring you on for 20 minutes each. Let me know, Fangirl. Let me know, and we can make it happen. Clay, who would you choose if you get to select the C and the A's? Hughes as C. I go Petey, Besser, and Myers as my A's. That's what I would do. What are hockey adjectives that sound like compliments but totally aren't? Top 9 forward, translation, not a legit top 6 forward. Yeah, he works really hard. He works really hard. He never gives up on the play. Basically, anything that talks about work ethic that has nothing to do with skill, I think. That's a good question. I'll have to think of a few more. Thank you, Shannon. Happy early 29th. Thoughts on Evander Kane acquisition? Hey, Isaac. I've talked about this a lot on my show over the past couple of weeks. I'll just say this. I think as soon as he does a big goal or a big hit, fans are going to love him. And yeah, I have no problem with your suggestion of Garland getting A. He's good too. Double guess. Well, if Fangirl comes on, it'll be triple guess. Good luck with your appointment for sure. Yeah, triple guess, exactly. How much cap does Stanley Cup contenders need to have compared to non-contending? It's tough to say, Jog, because there's teams that are capped out. There's teams that have up to $10 million. I think Carolina still has $10 million left. So there's a whole range for sure. It is your other channel, sweet. The gesture of flying from Sweden to have dinner with Foot, Huggy, and Demmer, but is PD suitable? Just saying. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I hope so, because I think it would challenge him too. Most of the contenders have 0. Yeah, what I'm saying is once the season starts, all the contenders should have 0 because that's why they're so good, right? They spend to the cap and they spend really well. Fangirl, I will message you. 3 guests is not too much, especially if I go for an hour 15 and if I don't do any Canucks talk, because there might not be any news. So I'd run Gail from 10:30 to 11. And then I could easily give you and Gerald each 15 to 20 minutes and still be done by 11:40, 11:45. So I will message you and it'll be up to you. You say yes or no, and that's what we will go for. Never takes the night off. You're talking about me? Well, technically, I'm not streaming on Wednesday this week. The effort is there. Oh, you're sorry. Pastor Dan, you're not talking about me. You're you're talking about the cliches that are compliments but not compliments. You know, that's a good one. Maybe, yeah, everyone put in the chat, kind of answer to Irvin's question. What's a compliment that's not really a compliment? That's a good one. The effort is there indeed. Draft pedigree, translation. Still hasn't done anything significant in his career. I like that. Yeah, you know, I'll be flexible. Gerald and Fangirl, you can text me all the way up until 11 o'clock that night, and then I'll know whether or not I'm going to bring you on or not. That's fine. I will message you guys over the next couple of days. It's not a big deal. I just want to give you the opportunity to be on if you want. Hey, Murray from New Zealand. Do you think the Canucks would have open tryout during preseason? An open tryout, like for you? Are you trying out, Murray? They have such things in that you have to be. You can't just show up to training camp on day one. You have to sign what's called a PTO, a professional tryout, where you're not signed to the team, but you could get signed by the team if you perform very well. Or did I say 10K? Let's go 10 million. Too good. Watching it on my other account is a few seconds ahead of this one. Clay Inception. Oh, that's weird. Let's try this. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Tyler. Let's see what happens with that one. Cinema Samuel, month 2 member. Nice. All right, Connor, let's hear it. I get them all the time. This is the best opening line to a message ever. Not a question, but I met you in the bathroom line at a game. All right. I think it was versus Washington or Detroit. You're funny and chill in real life. Also shorter than I expected. Talk about compliments that aren't compliments. I'm just kidding, Maxwell Wong. I do remember meeting you. If your last name is Wong, and you're Chinese, just a presumption. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Funny and chill. Thank you. In real life, yeah. I think anyone who's met me, and I've been blessed to meet many of you in this community, I think, for better or for worse, you would say that I'm the same person here as I am in person. And I think, remember when I talked about a leader being genuine and transparent? I think that's a big part of it. That I'm not a showman, or I'm not someone on here, and then I'm completely different in quote real life. Real life. I'm so bad at air quotes. Real life. Shorter than I expected. Yeah, I'm 5'6", so I don't know how else you could expect it more. I've said on this show many times that I'm shorter than Gary Bettman, so that tells you all you need to know about my height. If you watch the Matrix movies, Agent Smith keeps referring to Neo as Mr. Anderson. Sorry, was that the backhanded compliment, or is that the statement? High ceiling means good skills and bad stats. No, it's not too much for sure. So, Fangirl, we'll make that happen. I will send you the link by email, and then we'll go from there. And we'll go in order of, because Gerald's got to get back from his birthday dinner, we will go the order of Gail, then Fangirl, and then Gerald. We will make it work. Who would you miss the most on the Canucks that they left? Quinn Hughes. Just because of his impact on the ice. Who won free agency? I think Carolina did well because they have Nick Ehlers. I think Florida did well by retaining a lot of their players. And the Rangers did okay. So there's a couple. Totally radical, dude. Could possibly make it to North America on day. What does that mean? Bang on, buddy. Great memory. Thank you. Well, actually, I didn't say much. I just said that I think you're Chinese, but that was because of your name. But yes, I actually do remember meeting you. It was the one, and this is to show I'm not BSing you, Max. Was it the washroom upstairs? The one near, the one that's right by the stairwell? Was it that lineup, or was it downstairs? I thought it was the one upstairs. Now maybe I'm doubting myself. You're welcome, Mr. Merlin. Do you think the Canucks trade Shelovs? I do. You got to get assets from him. I don't think you're just going to be able to sneak him down through waivers, although Kevin Woodley said it's a possibility. He can skate with speed and can shoot the puck. Exactly. Everyone can do that. I'm sorry I was late. I don't know what 3 gifts are you thinking about. No, none of them are for Gil. They're for us, Carol. I said we went shopping yesterday, for a new car because of the Kayla effect, going to university. We went shopping for a new stove and a new fridge. The camera adds 5 pounds and takes off like 5 inches of height. Sounds great, Fangirl. Definitely don't see. That's probably Sheila you're talking about. I'm not. This is funny, and I wouldn't even make fun of Shannon, especially because she's in the hospital. You are shorter in real life, yes. And you look skinnier in real life than on camera. I'll take that. It's true. It's true. Like, I think I look okay on camera, but not the best. But thank you, Shannon. They do say, yes, I have heard that camera does add 5 or 10 pounds, but that is awesome. Yeah, that's what I meant. PTO. Yeah, Sammy Blais was on a PTO, but with Abbotsford. Oh, no. He was on a PTO with the Canucks, and he didn't make it. Brendan Morrison was on a PTO recently, a few years ago with the Canucks, but even though he had a good preseason, he also didn't make it. Panthers going for the three-peat. Which other free agent was overpaid? Cody CC. Who's the other goalie that they got? The defenseman that they got. It was 2 that they got. CC and Dumoulin. Christian Dvorak was overpaid for sure. Thanks, Connor. I appreciate the explanation. I'm just asking you, is this have something to do with something I asked, or are you just bringing this up? Because I've only watched The Matrix once. But thank you. Which teams were losers? Boston? Oilers? Yeah, the Leafs by virtue of losing Mitch Marner, maybe. LA? Oh, Swervin Irvin saying LA won because they got Corey Perry. What most went wrong last year compared to the year before? Too many new bodies or injuries? I was reminiscing on highlights earlier. Sina Samuel, I think it's the two things I mentioned. The locker room drama between Miller and Petey and the injuries for sure. We should draft Europeans in later rounds. Okay. Hey, Jordan from Canucks Uncensored. I didn't notice him out there, which is a good thing. Yeah. Yes. That's a good one. That's a great example. And how about this one? When John Tortorella called David Booth his best player, which is great news for David Booth, but not for the team. That's a backhanded compliment if I've ever heard one, for sure. Carolina did pretty well getting Ehlers and Miller. Still think Rangers fleeced Carolina with the Miller trade. That's fair. Hey, bud. Drew O'Connor, unsung hero. Sounds good, Mark. Great presence on the bench. Yeah, that sounds like you're supposed to be complimenting him as a team member, but you're actually saying he's better on the bench. Yes, Shannon, we met a few times, which is pretty cool. Shelovs and Joshua and a low pick for a 2C. Does that get it done? Because they're talking Shelovs on his own is just worth a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Tyler, but you can only carry 2 goalies, I think. That's the tricky part. I'm shorter than all of you. No, I'm going to talk about their height. Do you think the Oilers want to trade for Artie? I don't think so, Angus. I still don't know how proven Shelovs is at the NHL level. Even though some would say that he's better than Skinner already. Roslovich could be a short-term option, especially if we get him on a 1-year deal. I've always liked him. You guys know that. 5'6" with or without. 5'6" with the buzz cut. 5'8" with the flat top. Very good. Yeah, that was an awesome meal. Me, Gil, you, Rob, and Chris. Camera puts on 10 pounds, but more good looking a person on the stream. What's good long? Do you mean good looking? Good long doesn't sound right. Thank you, Connor. A movie example of a compliment that isn't really a compliment. I'm sorry. Now I feel bad that I didn't read all of them out loud. I just thought you were just talking about something. I'm sorry. I'll go back and read it later. I promise. Where would Rostovich slot in? I don't know if his ceiling is higher than Hedl. So I think him and Hedl would battle for 2 and 3C. No tax state benefits to having in line of best players. Does it have any weight? But upstairs bathroom line, then I definitely remember meeting you. In my opinion, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't. It's always been like this, and we're only talking about it now because Florida and Tampa have had such good success. I don't put too much stock in it. Maybe I'm being a bit naive, but I don't put too much stock into it for sure. That wasn't a compliment to David Booth. Yeah, that's true. Sutter, not Morrison. No, Brendan Morrison was here on a PTO for sure. I'm sure Sutter was too. But Brendan Morrison was here on a PTO because I remember going to a Q&A open house, season ticket member thing. And we were ragging on Linden at the time, for not keeping Brendan Morrison. 2C for Rostovich, even though it's 3C at best. Didn't we sign yet another Penguin? Yes, defenseman. Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Joseph is his last name. Is it concerning that some free agents wanted to play in the States? I think that it's always been like that. We're just hearing it more now. Then there's other Americans, at least, that wanted to stay on the Canucks. Pretty weird that the team didn't post anything about Olivier Joseph. Oh, interesting. I did not notice that. They must have. They did one tweet, right? Pittsburgh Blueprint. Yes, I've lost 20 pounds in the past 2 years. So thank you, Carol. I was heavy. So imagine if I was fat, And then the camera was even adding another 10 pounds. Thank you, Carol. No tax date just seems like recency bias, excuse for losing teams, then giving GMs another loophole to abuse for winning cups. Yeah, I'm with you. There is definitely recency bias. Last 6, it's all 3 Tampa, 3 Florida, right? More good looking in person or on the stream? Oh, in person, of course. Although more people see me on the stream, but genuine connection is made in person. So I'll go good looking in person. But I guess I built this persona of GLCPC online, so I guess it goes both ways. Hey, Helen. Praying that Ratu, as the camp of his life, becomes a 2C. Maybe that's a ceiling. Thank you, Tyler. Takes one to know one. Happy birthday to Gerald and Fangirl. Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. You're a ma'am. I'm a sir. Ratu's an excellent face-off winner. Yep. Sutter's PTO was with Edmonton. Ah, thank you. No, David W is real. I've seen him around on he still comments once in a while, and I've seen him on other channels. He's real. For sure. I couldn't agree more. No one was talking about it until now. I don't understand this argument about when no one was talking about for ages. That is totally fair. Posted Joseph a couple posts. Cup winner. Yep. No tax bigger difference for the states because California will pay 12% more tax. Everyone in the U.S. still needs to pay 38%. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right, it's 11:52. I'm going to get back into the habit, because I think you guys enjoy it, of the last 5 minutes of each stream doing non-Canucks and non-hockey related questions only. So let's have them. No more hockey-related questions. Yeah, he just has long-winded questions and comments, and he doesn't really add. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes doesn't add a ton of new thought. It's just stating facts, but that's okay. That's how some people communicate. New car details, Clay. Test drove Hondas. A Honda Civic sedan hybrid and a Honda CRV hybrid. I tested both of those out on Saturday. A lot of fun driving those, for sure. Yeah, you can ask me about baseball. I just don't know anything about it. Like, I know the rules. I know how to play, but I don't care. Go shopping at Walmart. Okay. Yeah, we do. Thank you. I do know the Blue Jays swept the Yankees, right, in first place now. Happy about the Blue Jays. I have done the grouse grind only once. It was not pretty, but I have done it once, and I have not done it recently, especially not since I tore my Achilles. I probably did it about 10 years ago now, but I have only done it once. What do you and Gail talk about when the kids aren't around? My work, her studies, friends, family, summer plans, travel, purchases, how to improve the house, how lazy I am. Yeah, a lot. Actually, that's a great question, Irvin, and it doesn't, it's probably not much different than when they are around. Probably less about money and more about when they're around. We do less financial talk and more talk about either travel or what the kids are up to, for sure. Yeah, leaning towards hybrids for sure. 8 straight, did not know that. Drink tonight is just regular Pepsi. I already pumped through some Slurpees earlier today. Debating between a car and SUV. I'm pretty sure I know which way I'm going to go. Entire homestand. They play the White Sox. Swervin' Irvin. Let's give Swervin' Irvin some love, but let's give him his window video first. Swervin' Irvin is so smart. Firstly, thank you for the $5 donation. Secondly, shout out leadership. I agree. Thirdly, everyone give him some love. Fourthly, I think he just secured the win atop the leaderboard for tonight. Don't get an electric car not allowed on BC ferries. Oh, I didn't know that, actually. Okay, I'm going to let you guys talk about baseball. That's fine. It's fine. I just won't respond to it because I don't care. All right, guys. Last 3 minutes. Also, think about questions that you can ask Gail when she comes on. Remember, she's apprehensive is not the right word. Let's just say public speaking, for public, facing things. Even though she's a great teacher, a great administrator, vice principal, it is of the 4 family members, she is the most difficult to get onto the stream. So, looking forward to Tuesday. Hopefully, there's a good crowd to welcome her. Not scare her, but welcome her and to make her feel at ease. They are allowed, Shannon. I was on a fair 2 years ago with my Chevy Bolt. Oh, okay. That's good to know, too. Worst sushi roll idea you've ever seen? Well, sarcastically, I say anything with avocado or crab meat. Worst sushi roll idea? I've never tried anything that's been too crazy, but I'm not a big fan, like I said, of crab meat and avocado. But I know you probably want something more exotic answer than that. I don't know what other bad sushi rolls are out. I guess you could technically put anything you want in a sushi roll. Not a fan of eel. Maybe eel. Let's go with that. Do you think we should have a bridge to drive across from Vancouver Island? And that's going to be a big, long bridge and expensive. Do I think we should have one? Yeah. Do I think there will be one? No. Any likes for things like Star Wars? Nope. Star Trek? Nope. Pokemon? Nope. Yu-Gi-Oh? Nope. I don't like any of those things. Don't like any of those things. Gail is very shy. Yeah, she's shy. She's an introvert. That's why they say opposites attract, and they certainly does. I love sports, playing them. She doesn't. She can cook. I can't. She has fashion sense. I don't. I love public speaking. She doesn't. I am book smart. She is street smart. So there's a lot of things that we do not have in common, but there are a lot of things we do love in common. We love taking naps. We love traveling. We love seeing God do amazing things in our kids. We love serving. Yeah. Do I like spam? I don't mind it. I had a piece today at Gil's brother's place for dinner. I don't mind spam. DC or Marvel? Back in the day, whichever one Superman was. Now I don't care, but that was when I was young, 40 years ago. Do you like spam musubi? Yes. Have I tried horse niggery? No, that sounds horrible. Chicken sashimi? That sounds just as bad. Okay, I trust you. What's the hardest part about being a teacher? Save that, Shannon. Save that question for Tuesday for Gail. For me, if I was a teacher, I would hate bratty kids or kids with attitude. Next couple of weeks in town, working, and then Gail and I are off to Vegas next Thursday. So a week from today, I'm going to lay out a modified streaming schedule for the middle 2 weeks of July. Yeah, both shows were good. Coming out of the pay-per-view, both shows were good. Gail wasn't too shy when I met her at the game. Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's very personable. She's lovely. She's very caring. She's a good conversationalist. But I think she considers this public speaking, even though it's only me and her sitting in my home office. Did I ever get in trouble for watching wrestling? No, I wouldn't say trouble. A lot of head shakes, though, and saying, you're a grown man. Oh, you mean when I was small? No, I didn't. A third option connecting downtown to the North Shore. You mean in between the two? Yeah, taking the second Narrows 4 times last week, going to Deep Cove and back. I'd be open to that. What's the most disappointing tourist attraction you've ever been to? Oh, that is a good question. Huh. That's a really good question. Maybe on one of our cruises. Yeah, first world problems. One of our cruises on our honeymoon. I can't remember which place it was because we only went to 3 places. Bahamas, Haiti. You know, it was one of our places on our honeymoon. So this was 25 years ago, and I get it. Maybe it's just the island we got off of where I thought that there was nothing to it. That's a good question. I'm going to have to think about that and get back to you. I know nothing about this. Is it going to be good, Erwin? Attitude Era. And imitated some things that got me in trouble. Yeah, I guess the one funny one was we used to wrestle with our best friends across the street, and then I'd always run into the kitchen and smear ketchup all over my forehead to pretend I was bleeding. Yeah, there you go. Your brother and you doing finishing moves on each other. Tunnel underneath the inlet. Choke slam. Skytrain Alfred with the late donation. Love these. Besides Rome, or which country you haven't been to would you and Gil love to travel to? I think France would be nice. I think we'd like to go to France, perhaps. Yeah. Thank you. Let's give some love to Skytrain Alfred with the $5 donation. All right. It is past midnight. It is time for me to wrap up. So thank you, everyone, for being here and for the great questions and for hearing my soliloquy on leadership. Actually, it's funny. We barely talked about leadership after the Mitchell sponsor read. Maybe my words were just that profound. No, I think I forgot to ask you for your opinion. Swervin' Irvin, I'm making sure that he does not get outdone. So I see what's happening. You do get points for donations, and I've never gonna call or beg or ask you to do this, but I knew this would happen eventually, even if it's small, which is great. So firstly, Swervin, thank you for a $2 donation, and he waves at Elfrin after Elfrin's $5 donation, basically reminding him that he's still here and that he still is gonna go atop the leaderboard. But then Elfrin goes right back at him with this.
3, 2, 1.
So then Alfred goes back with a $2 donation and goes, hi, Irvin, momentarily taking the lead on the community board until it goes back to Swervin' Irvin with this one. Then Swervin' Irvin took back his lead on the leaderboard until Skytrain Alfred did this one. And that's where we're at. So let's give some love to Irvin and Alfred from going back and forth. Oh, so thank you guys. I appreciate it. But seriously, you don't have to do it for me. But if you want to do it for the bragging rights and I'm the beneficiary, I'm not complaining. And then Swervin' Irvin drops the mic with a $10 donation. And with that donation, Swervin' Irvin opens up a 375-point lead on this fictional leaderboard on Skytrain Alfred. So it is Skytrain Alfred's move, but I think that might have been the overtime winner. So I'm grateful to both of you. I'm grateful to everyone who donated. And for whatever reasons that may go never, ever mentioned, I appreciate you. So Swervin' Irvin with the $10 donation. Let's give him some love. Irvin with the big boy KO. Then Swervin' Irvin says, I'm tapping out. And then Skytrain Alfred, he just says, well, whatever that means. So thank you to everyone. Let's thank everyone that donated tonight. But moderators, I want to thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support. And thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members for your support as well. Thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, and leave a late donation like these guys are doing if you want to. Thanks to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, Coach Patrick Lou, Weight Loss Coach, and Vessi Footwear. And thanks to all of you who went above and beyond tonight. Skytrain Alpha, early donation. Garley Goat, monthly membership message. Shannon gives a membership. Carol gives a membership. Canuck Clay gives 5 memberships. Irvin with $5. Alfred with $5. Irvin with $2. Alfred with $2. So they're going back and forth. $2 from Irvin, $2 from Alfred, and then Irvin drops the hammer with a $10 donation. And then you add it all up. As of now, the winner of the community board for tonight, July 6th, Servant Irvin with 1,400 points. Alfred with 1,100. And then third place was Fangirl with 600. Yes, get in where you fit in. Very, very good. Shannon, hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. We're all praying for you and thinking of you. And yes, and that donation war was fun. Thanks, everyone. And don't forget, Tuesday night, early start time, 10:30. I'll make sure that I put it on the video. I'll make sure that I put it on my community board. But a 10:30 start, and we're going triple duty. 3 guests. We'll start with Gail, our 25 anniversary, 25 years. Then we'll go to Fangirl, celebrating her birthday. And then we'll go to Gerald on his birthday. All gas, no brakes. Exactly, Tyler. All right, friends. You're awesome. I'm awesome. We are all awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I cannot wait to see you guys on Tuesday night, where I will start the show with my lovely wife, Gail. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, did you know what one ocean said to the other? Yes. What did one ocean say to the other ocean? Actually, nothing. They just waved. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.